In the Desolation Wilderness today for a little 2-night trip. Stopping to get some food. Got some white yogurt covered pretzels, one of my favorites. Some Tex-Mex trail mix and some gummy bears. That right there is the snack of champions. Got about 6 miles left to go. I'm on the west side of the Desolation Wilderness, going for a lake tonight called Lake Louise, one of the two. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a kind of a loop on the northwest side of Desolation Wilderness. It's a little bit of off-trail travel. It doesn't seem like it's traveled very often, and it goes by about 4 or 5 different loops, or 4 or 5 different lakes, and I believe it's called the McConnell Lake Loop. So it should be interesting. I haven't been backpacking in a while. I feel a little bit rusty here, but get my trail legs back, and I think after a couple of pretzels here I'll be ready to go. Got to head up about 1,200 feet uphill up Rockbound Pass is my next major challenge here. Made it to my destination lake today, which is Lake Louise. Super awesome, nice view, tons of snow left. About 7 o'clock, I am pretty darn tired. I got a late start work this morning, then came up here and didn't get on trail till about like 2:30, 2:45. And it's a pretty good hike. I kind of forgot that Rockbound Pass it's no joke. It's good. It's good workout. So I found a little spot to camp. It's exposed, a little rocky, but there's not much cover or really great sights on this lake. There might be 1 or 2 over there, but I'm going to check out this kind of coastline. It looks like it's kind of shallow over here, but deeper over there, so I might try some fishing. For right now, set up camp and get some food going. Start out early tomorrow. Should have a pretty good sunrise coming up over the, sun will come up behind me and then light up all these mountains, so it should be really, really cool. Can't wait for that. It was a good hike today. Had fun doing that. It's nice. Haven't got out for a hike in a while. Nice little camp spot or kitchen spot here. A little ways away from the tent. Sit down here and have some dinner. It is 7:30 and the sun is setting and it's getting colder quickly. Tonight we are doing, oh crud, what was this brand? Well, I ripped the top off, so I can't tell you the brand. But if you see this, it's at REI. It's 3-bean chili mac. So that should be pretty good. I could do some mac and cheese right now. I am really, really hungry. I did not pace myself the best. I wanted to get to this lake. I wanted to get here before dark. And I did the first like 2 miles, stopped, had a snack break, and then I went like the last 4, which was like most of the climbing, and had no snack break and didn't drink enough water. And I've discovered that my Sawyer filter is slow again. I think I'm done with Sawyer. I could have sworn I had 2 of them. I tested it, and one was slow, one was fast. And I got rid of the slow one after going with Luna up to the Trinity Alps last year. I got rid of that, and then I switched to the fast one. I swear I did that, but now it took me like 6 minutes to fill up 1 liter of water, which is like super long. It should take like a minute. So I'm either gonna ditch the Sawyer, go with the Katahdin. The Solomon ones are good too. Those work good. That screw into the squishy bottles. Something, because trying to sit there and like squeeze the crap out of the smart water bottle is not working. Need a different system. So I have all those at home. I just didn't bring them. Womp womp. Eating time now. Let's see if oh yeah, it's a block. I don't think I put enough water in. Just a little bit more water. So, oh my goodness. Here we go. Hopefully I put enough water in this, and hopefully it's rehydrated. It's been 10 minutes. Let's stir this around a little bit. Oh, I didn't get all the flavor packet at the bottom. You got to get all the flavor, always gets to one corner, and you really got to mix it up. Let's try this out. Pretty good. Pretty mild flavor, not real spicy. A lot of beans. Is there any? You know what? There's no, this is a vegetarian meal. There's no steak in this, just a bunch of beans. That's good. Lots and lots of fiber here. Pretty good. Winding down for tonight, taking a look at maps right here. Seeing what I need to do tomorrow. Basically, I'm doing kind of like a lollipop where I go in and out on the same trail, but there's a circle in the middle. I'm going to do the McConnell Lake Loop. Yeah, it should be fun. There's some off-trail stuff from one. There's like only one blog post I could find on it, but it should be cool. It's a part of the Desolation wilderness I haven't seen. So, taking a look at maps here, just making sure I know, you know, everything I got to do tomorrow. And then at night, I've been doing this now for we're coming up on a month now. I've been keeping a journal. So I started this. I just kind of, I don't know. I feel well into my mid-30s now. And sometimes I don't remember all the things that I've done, and I wish I could go back, and I'm glad I have this YouTube channel, and I've had all these pictures and videos, but sometimes I'm always curious, like, what were my thoughts, and what were my troubles, and what was I going through, and all that type of stuff. So I don't know, I read a blog post and like saw 2 or 3 people talking about journaling in a week, and it's like, well, maybe this is a thing to do. And I've done this before in the past. I had done it on computer before. I tried on my tablet for a bit, but I tend to actually like this little notebook the best. This is like a, I think it's 5x7 Write in the Rain notepad, which is nice that this paper can get like wet and dirty and stuff like that, and it'll still work. So yeah, I've been trying to put 5 to 10 minutes into this every night, just kind of write down my thoughts on what did I learn today? Is there some new workout program I'm trying? Is work challenging? Did I listen to some podcast that I thought something was interesting? It really helps me to kind of like look back and say, what did I learn? What did I do? How did I like progress forward on whatever goal I'm trying to work towards? Whether that's a work thing or a workout thing or a family thing or hobby thing, whatever it is. It's just another way of keeping track of stuff, which I really like. So I'm going to do that for the next 20 minutes. Well, no luck with the fishing. It's pretty windy this morning, kind of chilly. Feels nice. Gonna start the McConnell Lake Loop now. Head up to Lake Schmidl and then around to, I think it's Leland, Horseshoe, and 4Q. So do kind of a loop and then come back through the same way. I didn't bring micro spikes because I was thinking about it, but then I kind of forgot them. And now I'm kind of wishing I need them, but I'm not quite sure. So we'll see. I gotta go up and over one pass, kind of up and over this hill, and then up and over another one, and there's a pass. So we'll see what the snow situation looks like. Making progress right down there are the Leland Lakes. Once I get down there, I think I'm good. It's just navigating this that's a bit sketch. That's a pretty slopey snow slope. So what I'm doing is I've got this rock area, and I can get right down to there, and then there's a couple of pine trees, so I can hold on to those and navigate down to the dirt. So once I get down to that dirt, it should be easy walking and pretty flat the rest of the way. I just can't go on a snow slope like that. Even with micro tracks, it'd still be a touch sketchy. You'd have to do a bunch of switchbacks. So figured it out. It's kind of like a big puzzle. A little bit more to go. It's getting late in the day. It's about 3:30. Making my way up to Lake Schmidl. Making progress, but it's a little bit slow. This whole area looked like it got hit with an avalanche or something. Just all the trees are just bulldozed, tons of snow. Been walking across this for a little bit, kind of trying to get through stuff. Cross this lake, and then keep heading up. But yeah, I'm wearing out at this point. Been kind of off trail, on trail most of the day. After I got over Leland Pass there, or past the pass into Leland, it's been on and off all day, so I haven't filmed a ton because I'm concentrating on walking. That was rough, guys. There was about a, I don't know, quarter-mile section where I like crossed the stream 3 times. There's so many down trees, and then like just piles of snow. It was a mess. There must have been some gigantic avalanche that came through and knocked over all these trees, even trees that were like, you know, bigger than I could hug. I mean, they're big trees, completely wiped over, and it was just like a complete disaster. But I think I'm past that, and I've got about a mile to go to the Lake Schmidl, which I'm hoping to camp at. I'm getting pretty beat. I mean, this has been I've only done about 10.5 miles today, but it's been up and over trees, keep losing the trail, a lot of snow. So it's been a challenging day for sure. Made it to Lake Schmidl. I am pretty toast. I started about 7:15, and it is just now a little after 5. So it was a full day of hiking. A lot of scrambling, a lot of snow, I got off trail quite a bit. It was almost like an off trail route because the trail was not well marked. I'll do a map review later tonight, but it was a challenge. I would not recommend this loop as a first-time loop to do. It was a rough one, but I found a good campsite. There's no one nearby. It's nice, it's big, it's flat. It's got a great view of the lake, easy water access, and a couple of nice points that I can fish off of. And I think last time I was here, which was like 4 years ago, probably 3, maybe 4, something like that, I did catch a brookie here, so I know there's fish in this lake. So we'll see if I have any luck. I'm just gonna chill though for like 20 minutes and recuperate before I attempt to do any type of camp setup or fishing or anything like that. It's just, I am zonked. We got our first brookie here. Nice looking dude. Get him. Come here, bud. Come here. There we go. Another little nice brookie. See, bud. started to make some dinner. I got a total of 3 rookies so far. Pretty happy with that. Of course, the first one is the biggest, and then you're always going back trying to recatch one that bit size or bigger, and all you end up doing is catching smaller ones. This happens to me on like half the trips I go fishing, and I don't know why that is, but the first fish I catch is always the largest, and I always get the small ones. So I don't know. Well, finished up dinner. Time for some gummy bears and chocolate with almond butter in the middle. Quite good. I'm watching out here. There's just boop, 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 boop. All over the place. Little fish are jumping up. So mosquitoes have also picked up in the last 5 minutes. It must be like the perfect time. I'm gonna shout out on this food and get out there and do some more fishing. Good morning. You probably can't see me very well, but it is 5 o'clock in the morning. I've got about a 6.5, 7 mile hike out of here, and I am actually picking my parents up at the airport. They're coming to visit, so I'm hoping to pick them up on time, and so I did all the math kind of backwards, hoping to achieve getting out of here and walking fast enough and all that type of stuff. So we'll see how my plan goes. So I'm gonna get packed up real quick, eat some quick food, and then hit the trail. Well, I'm now above Lake Schmidl on my way to Lake Lois. It's nothing like a little 500-foot climb to really wake you up in the morning. I am now wide awake, ready to go. I got one more climb to do up and over Rockbound Pass, and then pretty much from there it's just easy trail, relatively easy trail all the way back to the car. So looking forward to a nice little easy end to this fun adventure. That area yesterday, absolutely beautiful, very challenging. There are a lot of mosquitoes in here right now. I would recommend it. It's definitely a challenge, but lots of fun. I gotta go get some food. I am starving. Until next time, thanks for watching. Anyways, on to maps. Some people find this interesting. This is the maps I print. They are from Cal Topo. I usually print 1 to 50 of the whole route and kind of like the area, even like surrounding grids next to me in case I need to know like what's around me, or worst case scenario, I have to use a compass to like figure out where I'm at. And then if there's any off-road kind of spots where I know I'll be off trail, or it's an area I don't know as well, or is less marked, or I can't find any info about it, then I print 1 to 24, which are just bigger, more zoomed in, and you can really see, you know, all the labels, all the lines. And one thing I do, especially on the 1 to 50s, is a lot of times the lakes, they'll be labeled when you do, like on your GPS, or they'll be labeled on your 1 to 24 because you're zoomed in pretty far. But when you zoom out, a lot of times, depending, I use Cal Topo, but depending on what application you use, sometimes the names will go away. So before I leave, I always write in the names of like what's the name of the trail, what's the name of the lake, and that just kind of helps to navigate, especially if you're looking at this and then looking at like posts and road signs and stuff like that. The one thing I also always do is I put in the UTM grid. So you see all those blue squares? That's just another way to be able to kind of figure out where you're at, judge your distance, figure out how far you need to go. So very helpful type of stuff. This is all available on Cal Topo for free. You just got to kind of play with the system. It feels kind of circa 1997 computer technology, but it works really well. And they do have an app. I haven't tried that. It probably worked better. Like the premium version is probably a little bit better. But it's a good system. It works. I like it. And I always print all these maps. I carry them in a Ziploc and then look at them before I go, when I'm there, and then worst case, 98% of the time I'm navigating with my phone. I use an app called Gaia GPS, but I always like to have these as a backup. And then also on breaks, I take a look at this, and it's nice to see a bigger view about what's going on and where you're going, especially if you're doing any type of off-trail stuff or trying to navigate up a pass or something like that. Super, super helpful. Let's take a look at the map, and I'll show you how I did this trip. So I started here. This is the Twin Lakes campground. There's a trailhead. It's quite the road off of Highway 50 to get up there. It's probably about a 20-minute or 30-minute drive, and you could do it in a regular car. I did it in a normal 4-door car. It's just quite twisty-turny, and it's quite the mountain road. But anyways, you can get there, no problem. No need for 4-wheel drive. I parked here, took this trail up this way, up by Maud Lake, which is really kind of a super shallow lake. I'll try to point that out as we go. Could you camp there? Yeah, sure. Does it have water? Sure. Does it have any fish? Probably not, because I doubt it gets over about 6 feet deep. Then you go up Rock Bound Pass. That is what it is. Rock Bound Pass. It's a pretty legit uphill. There are 2 snowfields that have been there both times for me. Neither of them were that steep. They were within about 200 or 300 feet of the end. Then you come down. This almost always has snow in it coming down into Doris. And when you get down to the end of Doris, it's like swampy and boggy, and that's just the beginning of your feet being wet for the next 2 days if you do the same trip. Last night I stayed here at Lake Lois. Lake Lois is lovely. It's relatively deep. Got some fishing. Not a ton of camp spots, but there are a couple. They're kind of close to the lake. So here's our second map. Once again, here's Schmidel, the red pass. You go here, real sketch. Leland Lakes, McConnell Lake. I don't know who named it a lake, but I would call it more of a glorified mud puddle. So I wouldn't stay at McConnell Lake, and I'm doing that in air quotes because it's not really much of a lake. You come down a little bit more, and this is Horseshoe. Horseshoe was a decent lake with a couple of campsites on it. Nothing amazing, but it was okay. From here at Horseshoe Lake down here into the 4Q lakes. That's what these are, the 4Q lakes. Those were this was absolutely gorgeous. You come down this huge slab. There's this awesome like fishing hole right here next to this gigantic rock. You see a rock, it looks like the size of a like 4-story building. Great fishing hole. Or not fishing hole, but swimming hole right there. But this path was, I got lost maybe like between here, down at Camper Flat, and between up here at Horseshoe. I must have got lost 10, 15 times. And when I say lost, I mean off track by 20, 30 feet, and I'd have to re-find the trail. No major deal, but just something to be aware of. Wasn't any snow, but it was definitely challenging, not terribly well maintained. I don't think any trail crews have been through there. Lots of down logs, all that kind of stuff. 4Q Lakes, relatively small, kind of a cool, I don't know, cool collection of cool shapes of different lakes, pretty neat. You come down into here, this is called Camper Flat. I would call it Mosquito Flat, because as soon as I got down into here, mosquito level and activity picked up immensely. It's all boggy, and it's got a really gorgeous lake, or not lake, river, but 1 bajillion mosquitoes. I took this path up, which I think was called like the McBray path or McBridle or something like that, if you look at a different map. And I started taking it up here into Lake Schmidel. This path was relatively gradual, pretty easy, but right about here, right where it says 0.8 mile, that's where this avalanche was. I was probably about a mile from Lake Schmidel. It just absolutely destroyed the trail. I didn't film much of it because it was complete sketch. Down trees everywhere, snowpack, melting, mud. I mean, it was like an obstacle course. I felt like it was my final challenge of the day that, you know, it wasn't very steep at any point, but it was definitely a obstacle course just to get through everything that was going on there. And then I made it here to Lake Schmidel and found a campsite. There are quite a few. I like this lake. It's decent size. I know it's got brookies in it. It's got a cool waterfall at one end. It's got a little dam at the other end, but it's a pretty cool lake. So that's my trip. Tomorrow I'll be coming out of Schmidel back over here to Lake Lois, then back down Rockbound Pass back to the car. So just kind of doing it in reverse. I call this a lollipop. You go in one way, do a circle, and then one way back out.